Hi guys, if you haven't seen The Book of Life yet, don't, and we'll tell you why.
If you have little kids watching, we suggest you hide them and avert their eyes because this review is going to be absolutely brutal.
I would like to introduce
Guys, we regret to inform you that we are reviewing The Book of Life. Quite possibly one of the worst animated films we've seen ever. Fact. Matt, explain to the people here watching this one of the few reasons why we despise The Book of Life so much.
It's just... I don't even know if I can put it to words. It's absolutely...
It'll be okay.
It's absolutely awful. So, The Book of Life, it is Guillermo del Toro. I love the dude.
Me
In
too.
fact, two of my very all-time favorite movies are Guillermo del Toro movies. Pan's Labyrinth. I love Pan's Labyrinth. I love Hellboy. So he makes The Book of Life, the biggest piece of animated crap I've seen in a while. It is about these kids who are on a school bus, right?
It was a bad setup. It was a bad setup to begin with.
Yeah, it's just the kids on a school bus were like, "Well, we don't want to go to the museum because museums are stupid because
We hate learning.
We hate learning because they're the bad kids." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, we don't. I don't want to be. I don't want to go take these kids to the museum." Oh.
How do I teach these kids?
Exactly. And so she's just like, "Don't worry, I've got it." And he's like, "Oh, thank you. You know, I need that, blah, blah." So anyway, she's like, "Come on, kids. I'll take you to the restricted section. And we're going to talk about
the human body." No, it's not that exciting.
Dias de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, the Mexican Day of the Dead, right? And the entire movie isn't about the Day of the Dead.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nothing really to do with it. It has to do with the City of the Dead, which they really don't explore. It just kind of just shows up there.
That's the thing. Okay, so when we saw the trailers, right? You saw
Very misleading.
the City of the Dead, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, this is
It looks
fantastic."
beautiful. Like the
was
artwork was
beautiful.
amazing.
It was a beautiful
That was
movie.
one of the biggest reasons I want to see it because the artwork was so good.
And then it just it literally the first half is crap. The second, when you get the thing, the Land of the Dead, you're like, "Oh
yeah.
wow, this is gonna be awesome! I can't wait."
Like we've
to
been
see-
cringing up to that point. We're like, well, maybe there's one redeeming factor in it.
It was a snore fest. The part where the kids were like, "I don't want to learn about the Day of the Dead," and she's like, "Oh well, let me tell you the story about two guys who are friends who are fighting over this little girl, and because they fall in love with her." And so it's about the chick who rules in the land of the remembered and the dude who rules in the land of the forgotten, and they make a deal. They say, "Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm gonna pick." She's like, "I'm gonna pick little guy with guitar there. I'm gonna pick him to win her heart." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna pick little douchey McDoucherson guy to
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, yeah, exactly, to win her heart." And she's just like, "All right, well, what's the stakes?" And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna rule the land of remembered, and you can rule the land of the dead, or the land of
Forgotten.
the forgotten."
They're
sorry.
not dead.
Yeah,
They're forgotten. It's not hell. It's different.
exactly. It's different because it's slightly better than hell.
And Latino.
Exactly, and Latino. And so they're like, "Oh, deal." And he cheats. Of course, being the bad guy, he's got to cheat. And he gives him a
But he's not Satan.
Right. Right. And he's Ron Perlman. And Ron Perlman hands little Channing Tatum the medallion. He says, "You can't be hurt with this medallion. You know, like you'll be invincible." And he's like, "Okay." They take very different parts in life, and I don't even care.
Oh my god, it's all coming back to me in this blur of disgusting. I'm remembering the plot as you're speaking this, and it's just flooding my brain,
It
and it
was
hurts.
such a snore fit. Okay, so after that, right? They're like, "All right." So they grow up, and then he's what's the dude's name who voices the guitar playing guy?
David Luna.
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna,
right? So his dad wants him to be a professional bullfighter because he's really good at it, but he wants to be a magician.
musician.
Yeah.
He does not want to practice the dark arts. Not
Right.
Harry Potter.
He wants to be a musician. And you're like, "Oh, of course." Disapproving
Yeah.
dad doesn't want his son
Okay,
to
gay.
be.
He has a gay son.
Exactly. So Channing Tatum becomes the hero of the town, right? And
and massive. Like, his character is huge.
Which, that was the best part about the movie was Ron Perlman and Channing Tatum's portrayal of that character, which was hilarious. That was
His lines were pretty funny.
What was his name? Do you remember the character's name? He was like...
I didn't take the time to listen.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, yay, Channing Tatum, ho! Like,
yeah.
He was like a superhero. And so the whole plot just gets into muddled, befuddled, and what do you think? What do you think?
It goes... The medallion is the plot device that brings the bad guys to the city.
The MacGuffin.
I refrain from using that word, but you said it, so it's okay. And so it brings the guys to the city, and then there's a big battle,
the bandits or
whatever,
something,
and Channing Tatum saves the day. But that doesn't really matter. That has nothing to do with the rest of the story. It just kind of happens to happen, and then Diego Luna starts seducing the chick, and the Ron Perlman gets really angry and stabs a guy's hand with a fork. No, that's the plot of Drive. He kills Diego Luna's character by having him get bitten by a snake. Now in Mexico, supposedly, it's okay if you get bit once.
But if you get bit
twice,
you'll die. So he dies, goes to the land of the Remembered.
He's tricked, which is kind of a douche move by Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman rules the land of the Remembered. Now he goes and he meets Ice Cube. Diego Luna meets Ice Cube, who is the candle maker who
creates life. He's God.
He's God, yeah, essentially. And he's like, oh, the Book of Life, your pages are blank, because for some reason Diego Luna can control destiny. Who knows why? No, it never explains it. Who cares? It's a children's movie. All right, moving on. So they go, and
that's no excuse, by the way.
That is no excuse. So he goes, and he's like, let's bring me back Zoe Saldana or whoever, Selma Hayek or whatever her name is. And he's like, okay, do this. And she's like, all right. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to seduce her. And they're all like, all right. And at the very end, even though him and Juanita dude, Channing Tatum, were fighting the entire movie, they put aside their differences for the sake of the town. They fight dudes, and spoilers, they sing a song at the end. Very cookie cutter, generic, animated movie with really crappy plot, really crappy dialogue, really crappy action. Just this whole movie was so... It was a cash grab for Halloween and kids who wanted to see a movie on Halloween.
I kind of blacked out halfway through the movie, so what you just said I don't even know happened. But yeah, it's a disappointment because it's attached to Guillermo del Toro. Like, when you see his name on something, you expect greatness, honestly.
Right.
And that is not at all what we got. You know, you think we would have gotten past, not even cheesy. It's not the fact that it was a cheesy movie, not the fact that it was it wasn't even aimed for kids. I didn't get that sense that it was aimed for any audience besides, the audience that isn't going to see this movie.
It was just Guillermo del Toro, or I don't even know how much involved he was in this movie. His name was on it, so obviously a little bit. But whatever, DreamWorks, whoever put out the movie, it was literally just a money pit for kids who want to go see a movie on Halloween. And I feel sorry for the kids that saw it, and I feel sorry for us.
I'm sorry for the parents that had to take their kids.
Yes,
and sit there.
And I feel sorry for anybody who went to go see this movie. Awful plot. Pacing was weird. Voice acting was okay. That's the only thing I can say about this movie. I loved Ron Perlman. Channing Tatum was funny at parts. The grandma was funny. But even the comedy notes weren't huge. And
it didn't really hit.
I think Frozen, which isn't a very funny movie, it still hit more comedy notes.
Definitely way more funny.
It's just, it was a lazy movie. It was literally thrown together in 5 seconds to get money.
Yeah, here's what's playing in my head. The Guillermo's like, okay, we need to find a writer. Tom from accounting, he can write, right? So they hand him this, and he's like, okay, I'll do it during my lunch break. And he spills some of his corned beef sandwich that his wife made him or whatever, and he finishes the first draft, and Guillermo's like, we don't have enough time. We're putting this to press, get the film, and then they originally shot it on a flip cam with Tom, the accountant, naked in his bathroom. And then they use that as the direct template for the animators to go over, and that's essentially what you got. That's a pretty good summary of what happened.
Yeah, they went ahead and were like, okay, like we said with the Annabelle review. If you haven't checked out the Annabelle review, go check it out. We crap on Annabelle just
it's a lot like this one.
Right. Why are all Halloween movies like this so far? I wonder. It's because they're just money pits. So they literally reached into the wastebasket and were like, okay, generic animation. All right, let's go ahead and do generic animation.
Yeah, go ahead and hand me that. We got that
exactly.
part.
We got that part. All right, and then let's go ahead and do generic characters.
Oh,
right?
Sweet. We're making this
crappy plot. There you go.
Whoa, we got a movie in the making.
Exactly. And let's just go ahead and throw very misleading trailers.
And famous voice actors.
Such as Ron Perlman, Ice Cube, Diego Luna, and Channing Tatum, which did okay.
And Zoe Saldana.
I forget. I try and block this movie out of my memory as much as possible.
As we all do.
But it had a weird charm to it. Like it was a bad movie. I did not like it. But if someone walked up to me and said, I like this movie, I'd be like, wow, you're the one person I was expecting. I expect at least a couple people to go see this movie and say it was cute. And those are people who take their kids to go see movies. They think movies are cute. They loved The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. These are the same people.
Several people come to mind, and it's just like,
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, if you guys haven't got the impression, final say so. Don't go see this movie. We did a review on Big Hero 6. Check that review out. Go see Big Hero 6.
Yes, do not waste your time with
Go to Redbox, rent Frozen. Go see Wreck-It Ralph. Go see all these incredible... You know what, let's just go ahead and stop. I'm going to stop being a Disney fanboy right now. Go see Shrek. Shrek's an incredible movie. Go see one of the Prince of Egypt or one of those. Those are all incredible movies.
If you find yourself in the near future, whenever this movie goes to DVD, and you're sitting on your couch and you're thinking, I could either watch Book of Life, or I could literally do anything else. Even if it means stabbing toothpicks into your eyeballs. It's still more entertaining and fun than this movie.
I'll tell you what, like you said, just don't see Big Hero 6. It's a waste of time. I don't even know how long it was. It felt like a 3.5 hour long movie. It felt like longer than a Lawrence of Arabia, Schindler's List. It was so bad. Just skip over it. You're doing yourself a favor. Go see good movies. Go see Interstellar. Go see Big Hero 6. We've already, drooled over those.
Listen, if your kids, you want to take your kids out to the movie and have some great family fun, go see Big Hero 6. Go check out a review. You'll see why we loved it so much. But, God, watch Wicker Man 1,000 times before you watch this movie. Watch Nicolas Cage's filmography before you watch this movie. I guarantee you they're on equal terms right here.
So he definitely doesn't want you to go check it out. I definitely don't want you to go check it out. What did you guys think of Book of Life? ?
If you liked it, please don't even bother commenting.
Please don't comment.
If you hate it as much as we do, we would love a like. Or subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, tell our friends about the Nerd Corner, and again, what did you think of Book of Life? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment below what animated movie would you rather see than Book of Life. Our answer is any, but yeah.
Last word for me. We have this thing we like to do called the Shelf of Shame and Shelf of Appreciation, and normally that's reserved for $5 at movie bin movies. But what I would do is I would build another Shelf of Shame and put Book of Life on it by itself, because no other movie should touch that movie. And that's my last word.
Well, he's been Josh, I've been Matt, and thank you guys for watching our rant on Book of Life. We'll see you next time.